After Adam and Eve were cast out of the Garden of Eden, they began a new life, one marked by hard work and the joys and sorrows of family. Soon, they were blessed with their first child, a son named Cain. Eve rejoiced, saying, "With the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man." Later, she gave birth to another son, Abel. The two brothers grew up together, the first children born into a world outside of paradise. As they came of age, they chose different paths. Cain, the elder, became a farmer, a tiller of the soil. He dedicated his days to cultivating the land, planting seeds, and harvesting crops. His brother, Abel, chose the life of a shepherd, tending to flocks of sheep, guiding them to green pastures and fresh water. Each brother worked hard in his own way, learning the rhythms of the earth and the animals. One day, the time came for them to present offerings to the Lord. It was a way to show their gratitude and devotion. Cain, the farmer, gathered some of the fruit of the soil, the produce he had worked so hard to grow, and presented it as his offering. Abel, the shepherd, took a different approach. He selected the very best from his flock, the firstborn, and offered the choicest parts to God. The Bible tells us that the Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering, he did not look with favor. The text doesn't explicitly say why God rejected Cain's gift. Some interpretations suggest it was about the attitude of the heart, that Abel gave his absolute best with a spirit of faith and sincerity, while Cain's offering might have been given grudgingly or as a mere obligation. Whatever the reason, the difference in God's response had a profound and devastating effect on Cain. Seeing his offering rejected while his brother's was accepted filled Cain with a deep and burning anger. His face fell, and his heart grew heavy with resentment and jealousy. He couldn't understand why God had favored Abel over him. This wasn't just disappointment, it was a rage that began to consume him. God, seeing the darkness gathering in Cain's heart, spoke to him directly. He asked, "Why are you angry? Why has your face fallen?" God then offered Cain a path to redemption and a stark warning. He said, "If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." This was a crucial moment. God was giving Cain a chance to overcome his negative emotions, to master the sin that was waiting to pounce. It was a warning about the destructive power of unchecked anger and jealousy, a power that could lead him down a very dark path. God was essentially telling Cain that he had a choice. He could conquer his feelings or let them conquer him. But Cain did not heed God's warning. The jealousy and rage festering inside him were too strong. He let the sin crouching at his door take control. He hatched a plan, his heart now set on a terrible course of action. He went to his brother Abel and said, "Let's go out to the field." Abel, unsuspecting and trusting his older brother, agreed. Once they were alone, far from anyone who could see or intervene, Cain's jealousy erupted into violence. He rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. In that field, the first act of murder was committed. The blood of an innocent man, shed by his own brother, stained the earth for the first time. It was a tragic and horrifying fulfillment of the warning God had given. Cain had failed to rule over sin. Instead, he had become its instrument. The silence of that field was broken by an act that would echo through all of human history, a testament to the devastating consequences of envy and hatred. After the terrible deed was done, the Lord confronted Cain. He asked a simple, yet profound question: "Where is your brother Abel?" God already knew the answer, of course, but he was giving Cain an opportunity to confess, to show remorse. Instead, Cain responded with defiance and a lie. He shot back, "I don't know. I'm my brother's keeper." This famous, callous retort revealed the depth of his hardened heart. He not only refused to take responsibility, but also feigned ignorance and indifference to his brother's fate. But the truth could not be hidden from God. The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen. Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground." The very earth bore witness to the crime. Abel's innocent blood was a voice that reached heaven, demanding justice. God made it clear that Cain's sin was known, and judgment was now inevitable. The moment of confrontation was over. The time for consequences had arrived. Because of his terrible sin, God pronounced a curse upon Cain. "Now you are under a curse and driven from the ground, which opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand," God declared. "When you work the ground, it will no longer yield its crops for you." Cain the farmer, who had lived by tilling the soil, was now cut off from his livelihood. The earth itself would reject him, but the curse went further. God told him, "You will be a restless wanderer on the earth." He was condemned to a life of exile and instability, with no place to call home. Cain, realizing the severity of his punishment, cried out in despair. "My punishment is more than I can bear," he said. "You are driving me from the land, and I will be hidden from your presence. I will be a restless wanderer on the earth, and whoever finds me will kill me." He was terrified not only of his sentence but also of retribution from others. In a mysterious act of mercy, the Lord put a mark on Cain, a sign to protect him, saying that anyone who killed Cain would suffer vengeance 7 times over. This mark ensured that his punishment of a long, wandering life would be carried out. With the curse upon him and the mark for his protection, Cain left the presence of the Lord. He journeyed eastward and settled in the land of Nod, a name that fittingly means wandering. There, he built a city and started a family, and his descendants went on to develop various crafts and skills, becoming musicians and metal workers. Cain's lineage continued, but his story forever stands as a dark chapter at the dawn of humanity. He became the archetype of the restless outcast, forever separated from God and his family by his own hand. His exile was not just a physical journey to a new land. It was a spiritual separation, a life lived under the shadow of his unforgivable act. The man who refused to be his brother's keeper was now condemned to be a perpetual stranger, a wanderer in a world that would never truly be his home. The story of Cain and Abel is one of the most powerful and haunting tales in the Bible. It's a profound exploration of some of the deepest human struggles. At its core, it's a story about jealousy and the destructive power it holds when left unchecked. It shows how envy can poison the heart, turning brother against brother. It also delves into the nature of sacrifice and worship. It wasn't just about what was offered, but the heart behind the offering. Abel's sincere gift from the best of his flock contrasted with Cain's, teaching a timeless lesson about giving our best to God. The narrative serves as a stark warning about sin, personified as a predator lurking at the door, waiting for a moment of weakness. But it also highlights the theme of divine justice and mercy. Cain is punished severely for his crime, yet God places a mark on him, protecting him from vengeance. This story forces us to ask ourselves that famous question, "Am I my brother as keeper?" It challenges us to look within our own hearts, to confront our own jealousies and anxiety, and to choose a path of love and responsibility over hatred and violence. Thank you for watching. If you found this story thought-provoking, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into timeless tales. See you next time.